Yes, so I talked about the assessment scales that we can use. The first scale that we would talk about, or outcome measure we'll talk about today, is short sensory profile by Winnie Dunn. She was the occupational therapist. So we will be using the outcome measure that she has come up with. It is called short because it is short. Otherwise, the regular sensory profile, I think, is about 9 or 10 pages. Now we are just going to talk about this, which is back to back counted together. We have 2 pages where she has tried to give justice to all the different sensations that we will be dealing with, and we can make a direct impact on a child's life. Okay, so the demographic data obviously that we need to write down is child's name, birth date, date of evaluation, completed meaning who is the therapist who's done it, or maybe sometimes it could be given to the parent or the caretaker of the child. And because it is not something that you observe it immediately, it's a behavioral scale, meaning we need to observe the child's behavior to the questions that we are going to elicit. So it's fine that we can give it to the parent or to the child's caretaker to take it at home. Let them observe, or let them really think how the child responds to each and everything that we want to know, and then they can feel it at ease at home, bring it back. And for that reason they have asked for relationship to the child of the person who is going to complete or fill the response. Then it is the next is service provider's name, that is our name, and discipline, whether it is occupational therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, social or social worker. It could be any one of those. So we need to write those. Now here are the responses: always, frequently, occasionally, seldom, and never. These are the responses for each and every of this question that we need to click. And once we do it, we are going to summarize the score, and with the score that we get, now let me just go to the second page, 1 minute. Then we'll go through each item. Then we divide the child either into a typical performance, that is normal, probable difference, maybe there is some difference in the child's score than typical performance, but he is not going into definite difference. So probable difference is a borderline child, and definite difference is a child who definitely has sensory processing dysfunction or disorder. Okay, here it talks about what is always. So it says when presented, let me get my own sheet and then we'll read it. Give me a minute. I have the original scale at home, which I was given when I did 4 weeks intensive training on sensory integration, but now, and I had taken it to college to Xerox it to give it away to all the batches. I'll have to find where I have kept. So now I'm also using the Xeroxed ones. So under always it says whenever presented with the opportunity, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In between there was a disconnection. Anyway, so always is 100% of the time child will respond in the manner that it says in the questionnaire. We'll go through it later. I want you to know the scoring first. Frequently is 75% of the time child will behave or child will display the response that is narrated in the questions. Occasionally is 50% of the time child will behave in this manner. Seldom is 25% and 0% is never. So looking at the way the questions are phrased, for sometimes always is good, very rarely, or rather never is always good, and always is not going to be good, because that might take us to the level where child is going to have sensory processing dysfunction. Just give me 1 more minute, I'll get another sheet.